I think we just saw one of the biggest clutch moments of My Hero Academia as we see another character reveal. Anyway, we're going to get into all of it as we get into My Hero Academia, chapter 291. Hey YouTube, it's basically anime, and today we have another chapter of My Hero Academia to review / react for you guys today. Today we have My Hero Academia chapter 291, and just like the last chapter, we get yet another character reveal, so we're going to get into that. Now we left off with Dabi revealing to Endeavor and the rest of the heroes, while also broadcasting / revealing to Japan he's Endeavor's son Toya Todoroki, and now we get to see the immediate aftermath of that. As always, if you're first time to this channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and tune in for more My Hero Academia content. Okay, so we start off the chapter as it is titled Thanks for Being Alright. We then see the narrator finally explain what exactly happened to Toya and how he died. They explain he died in a fire at Dakota Hill where Endeavor and him used to train. The fire had exceeded 2,000 degrees, leaving no trace of a body, leading the Todoroki family to believe he was dead. The only thing they could find was a piece of his jawbone, and I don't know if you guys noticed, but Dabi's jawbone looks as it was burned and stitched in. Anyway, we see them start to see a flashback of Endeavor and Toya training as Endeavor notices that Toya's hair is growing white like his mother and asks if he dyed it. Toya responds by saying no and jokingly says he's getting older now. If you guys don't remember it, in Dragon Ball the character Trunks started out with purple hair, they ended with blue hair, so it's not very uncommon for kids with parents with different hair colors to change hair color as they grow on. Anyway, we then start to see or hear Endeavor's monologue in the flashback as he says though Toya did not have an ice quirk, he still had more firepower than himself. As we see a small cute panel of Toya powering up and saying it's the day Endeavor taught him his finishing move, we then see Endeavor smile, which was kinda nice. I think we can see that Endeavor did not start off as bad and actually cherished his other children and did not focus on getting this fire and ice quirk right away. He still focused on just being a good dad overall. Endeavor goes on and says that even with the fire quirk, that Toya would suffer from overheating, but that he would still train Toya to be a strong hero. Now this was another thing that people who had theorized Dabi being Toya had noticed. Endeavor and Dabi both overheat when using too much of their power, yet I decided to do my best to raise his child into a hero. Now we're hearing that he wasn't such a bad dad back then, he was invested into his child. At the same time, I had desired a quirk consisting of equal parts of ice and fire. My wife agreed and said if we have siblings, they could encourage each other, and so our second Yumi was born. She had only inherited an ice quirk instead of a quirk with both, like I had hoped. However, I was fine with it during those times because Toya himself had proven to be blessed with more talents and potential than myself, so I had left all my ambitions to Toya. We are still learning back then he wasn't as invested into the whole thing about Shoto Todoroki and having ice and fire quirk. We then transition back to the main battlefield where the League of Villains and Gigantomachia rescue Shigaraki. Now Dabi just revealed his identity and now we're gonna see what is their reaction. Endeavor just stands there completely shocked and says that Dabi is lying and that Toya is dead, leading us to believe that the flashback was when Dabi was talking because from the looks of it, he wasn't paying attention to what Dabi was screaming at him. Dabi then mocks him and says that he is alive, and imagine if Endeavor had invited him to the hero agency with the fire quirk. I see it as him ridiculing him as Endeavor and Dabi has fought in the past, and Endeavor did not know he was fighting his son who he thought was dead, and Endeavor was kinda saying, oh, he's just some regular villain, I'm going to beat him, while Dabi was savoring and saying, all this time you've been fighting your son, you've been aiming to hurt your loved and dead son. Anyway, we then transition to Gigantomachia's back and see Compress and Spinner taking care of Shigaraki, as we see in the last chapter him getting hit with a massive combo attack from Shoto and Najire. Compress says he did not know about Dabi being Toya, and Spinner agrees and says that he kept it a secret, as Spinner urges Shigaraki to wake up and give Machia an order to retreat, as Machia only listens to Shigaraki and needs an order to act. We then see Dabi continue to say that they can take a DNA test to find out, but while he's saying this, his pre-recorded video that is currently broadcasting to all of Japan is currently showing the part of him holding up his DNA test and completely exposes it all. We see various cities and locations of Japan listing as Darby says that he collected Endeavor's blood from a previous battle, and the results was 99.99% match. Darby then goes on to expose more and says that Endeavor had made his first child with the quirk he wanted, and says that he has seen Endeavor beat on Shoto. Now it's gotten to the point where if the pro heroes validate everything Darby's saying, Endeavor will lose his job for sure, as he just ruined his reputation. But you have to understand, Darby's still a villain, and the public might not be so quick to believe him. It might be like, and you're kind of a little sketchy, but now they're hearing that their number one hero has committed domestic abuse. It depends the way you look at it. Some people say it might be rough with your kids, others might say you just hit your kid. Anyway, in the next panels, we then see Furumi as she is teaching at her school, and one of the staff call her over, presumably to check out the video. We also see Natsu at his college looking at the video from his phone as his eyes widen in terror. I like how they are bringing in the other Todorokis and showcasing them more in this family reunion. Now we then see a couple more people, including kids and everyday adults, viewing this, as the kid then says he doesn't believe this and his faith won't waver in the heroes. As you know, kids, they are inspired by these heroes, and he's hearing that his number one his number one hero, the person he's aspiring to be, is a wife beater, a kid beater. He doesn't believe this, especially coming from Darby, a villain. He looks down with his eyes covered. He looks up. Now he looks at the screen. He sees the number two hero, Hawks, just stabbed and killed twice, which is not allowed, as heroes in the My Hero Academia universe don't kill. Honestly, in my opinion, if the hero or the villain is just getting too strong, he's killing people, in my opinion, you kill if you need to kill. But of course, in this My Hero Academia world, heroes are not allowed to kill. Now we left off with Hawks, as he just got rescued from Darby's fire, and I currently think he is in medical care. Yeah, he is in medical care. Now I think we can all safely say that Hawks and Endeavor's career is over and just done. I mean, one committed domestic abuse and another one committed murder. Anyway, the video continues as Twice is struggling to get away and back to the others, as we hear Darby's monologue. I tried to rescue Twice. Twice was struggling, he was weak, and he was helpless. And Hawks just jumped on him, killed him, and finished him off. Now, I think it's kind of funny. Darby is kind of smart in that kind of way. We don't really think he's doing that much. He's just a lackey that burns stuff, but he's actually planning this out carefully. He's been planning this from the start, ever since Hawks even walked up to him. He said, I don't really think that you're with us, but you're going to have to kill someone. He also is going to expose that he killed Best Jeanist too, just finishing Hawks' career, also finishing Endeavor's career, proving that Darby was the mastermind of the League of Villains plan, and I would honestly have to give it to Darby over Shigaraki. We then transition back to the top of Makia's back, and we see Skeptic saying thank you or you're welcome for editing the feed on such short notice, as Darby literally recorded this like an hour ago and still managed to expose Hawks in the live stream. Darby then laughs and says the camera had such good HD when recording it, and mocks Endeavor again, saying it's his homecoming gift from him to Endeavor. Now I did see some memes about it saying Darby got it in such good HD, and he really did. I mean, Darby says it himself, but overall, Darby is savoring this. He's laughing. He was dancing last chapter. He's clapping. He is bringing down the hero or association, whatever they call themselves, to its knees. Endeavor, hearing this, is in complete shock, as he wasn't fully aware of this spy mission, let alone Hawks killing someone. I think this goes to show that even in the association, there is not total transparency, even with the number one hero of Japan. Darby, still going, says Hawks got it from his father, as his father was a serial killer and the villain that was caught by Endeavor, and that was why his record and name was erased. Now, I really didn't bother not knowing Hawks' past. I was more focused on this upcoming war arc and what's going on with Darby, and now I'm hearing it. At this moment, Darby is not only exposing Endeavor and Hawks, but the entire Hero Society. His name and record was erased from the books, meaning the Hero Society, or the people in charge of this Hero Society, must have done that. Now, I don't see that as big of a crime. I mean, they can erase whoever they want to erase, but if you're having a son of a murderer and a serial killer, whatever you want to call the dad, patrolling the streets and killing people, now that's on the Hero Society. Anyway, it continues as we see various reactions to this pre-recorded video, as we see the kids in the everyday life people stop and stare at this pre-recorded video. We hear Dobby's monologue. Can't you see? The person speaking is the victor. Endeavor. He's still paralyzed. He seems to be thinking of something. Deku, bloodied up, bruised, is struggling to even look up. Bakugo is almost bleeding out and just stares at the ground. Ida is standing by. Najire is standing by. Anyway, Dobby continues. Truthfully, I would have been fine with putting it behind me. Todoroki staring up, shocked. We even see the kid who was talking about putting his fate in Endeavor crying. Even coming from a villain, the words that I speak will shake them to their cores. Sorry, I just really wanted to glow a bit. My bad, as we then see another panel of the cities that Gigantomachia just ruined. We also see that they have the pre-recorded video playing too. They won't be able to trust any of you after this. The damage has already been done. Dobby prepares to act. After seeing something like that, who the hell wouldn't be shaking in their boots? As he jumps off Gigantomachia's back and says thanks for hanging in there until now. Endeavor. As we see Endeavor, we really haven't seen too much dialogue from him in this chapter. Dobby's heading straight for him, and he says, I found you back then. We hear Todoroki scream, or show to Todoroki, Father, he's coming, Father, we gotta go. But Endeavor is still paralyzed. I believed you had to be alive. We now know that back then, when everybody thought he was dead, Endeavor had a feeling that he or his son Toya was still alive, and now he is now finding out that all this time he was right. Todoroki, or I'm gonna call him Shoto from now because there's a lot of Todorokis, protect Midoriya and the others. Endeavor and I will handle this. As Todoroki, or Shoto Todoroki, starts to power up. Please move, protect them immediately. Please get it together. But Endeavor won't move. He won't budge a bit. We see Dobby in the next panel as he just jumps through the air and is heading straight for Endeavor, and he starts to quote himself in Flyer and says, Flash Fire Fist. Dobby is about to implode himself. Dobby is about to use Endeavor's move, which he just used 5 chapters ago, Prominence Burn. But before he can say the burn part of it, out of nowhere, several ropes or wires from the sky topple over Gigantomachia, also managing to throw Dobby out of balance, and these wires start to restrain Dobby and hold him in place. Wires from above. He looks up and we see these crates of ropes, and I think we all know where this is going. We see Best Jeanist saying apologies from being fashionably late, as he then adjusts his hair and says Best Jeanist will now be returning to work starting from today. Now, what just happened in these last few panels? Dobby was about to implode himself and effectively take out everyone below him. Endeavor is still paralyzed and still hasn't made a move or even moved a muscle. Shoto was about to take on Dobby, but these ropes come from the sky, toppling Gigantomachia and Dobby over, and we see Best Jeanist jumping from the jet he was in I would say chapter 288, we saw him in this jet with ropes. Now, a lot of people assumed he was going to use these ropes to stop Gigantomachia's rampage, but it looked like he came a little too late and couldn't stop Gigantomachia from destroying all those cities. But he then jumps out of this plane with these boxes of wires and starts to restrain Gigantomachia and the League of Villains. Anyway, I guess this wasn't really a surprise. I guess it was expected. We all knew Best Jeanist would not have been dead. I mean, do you really think Hawks would just blatantly killed Best Jeanist just to get into a spy operation? So we kind of expected him to come back. It was just a matter of when. Exactly what happened with Dobby revealing he was a Todoroki. We knew he was a Todoroki. It was just a matter of when he would reveal it. And now they're choosing to reveal it right after the major Dobby reveal. So I know a lot of people, or a lot of Best Jeanist fans, are going to be excited about that. Another thing that people are talking about, since the aftermath of this war arc is going to be tremendously bad for the heroes, a lot of people are going to say the next best hero is going to be Best Jeanist, as he's going to be seen as the guy who takes down Dobby and also takes down Gigantomachia. But I guess we're going to have to see. Now, that was my reaction for this chapter and also my review. I would honestly give it a 10 out of 10. I like that little save at the end of it. Anyway, if you're a first timer to this channel, if you love My Hero Academia manga and anime related content, feel free to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notification and tune in for more. See you later. Bye.